Srila Prabhupada,
Are there any
Sri Guru
devotees
and
who would
Sri
like to
Gauranga
announce
and
their
all the
name
assembled devotees?
so we can welcome you?
Am I audible, Mataji?
Mataji, you're audible to me. I don't think so. Nina Mataji is able to hear us. We can type in the chat. She's not able to hear us.
Devotees, feel free to unmute yourself. Okay, if there is nobody, I will go ahead.
Mataji,
Very shortly, we will be having Her Grace Madhavi Gaurangi Mataji, who would be. You are not able to hear. Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Now we can.
Oh, now am I audible, Mataji?
Hare Krishna,
Now
Nina Mataji, can you unmute yourself? I just muted you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Now we can hear you, Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call every day, Mataji. Thank you for your wonderful association. Apologize for the technical hiccup. Welcome. Hare Krishna.
No problem. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas, Mataji. Thank you so much for your service, Mataji. Sorry, I was calling you on the phone so that you understand what is exactly happening. You were asking like couple of times, but you were not able to hear. Yashimati Mataji was talking actually. No worries, Mataji. Thank you so much for your service.
Yeah, sometimes my computer, when it works, it's great, and sometimes it gives me trouble. I'm so sorry.
Madhaji, that is all computer, so it's all technical issues. It always happens. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your wonderful services. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all the assembled devotees, and especially you for this wonderful service every day, consistently for so many years. We should take inspiration from you, Mataji, and how beautiful Narsimha Dev is looking right behind you for protection. Thank you for your wonderful association, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Bhakti Sangha, Mataji. Hare
All
Krishna.
glories to Bhakti Sangha. Hare Krishna. Devotees? Anybody else?
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjri Lila Devidasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you for your wonderful, wonderful association every day on Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mata. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assembled devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Uttrakhand.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call every day for so many years. Thank you for your seva and association, Mataji. Welcome.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, your grace, Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call every day, Mataji, year after year. So wonderful to see all your consistencies, Mataji. Please keep gracing us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hare Krishna, dear Nina Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. This is Sri Leela Devidasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Sriji, Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to hear your voice, Mataji. Thank you for your association. Please keep joining.
Thank
Hare
you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Hare. Devotees, we're going to be so fortunate very soon. Her Grace Madhavi Gaurangi Mataji is going to join us and she will give the Bhagavatam class today. Prior to the class, I will beg few minutes of yours with your kind permission and read her brief biography. Here it goes. So, Madhavi Gaurangi Devi Dasi, she started practicing bhakti at the young age of 9 years when she started visiting the ISKCON Punjab Bagh temple in central New Delhi, India. Now she received initiation from His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj in 2015 in Gita Nagari. She holds a Bhakti Shastri degree from ISKCON Chowpatty. Currently, she is serving in her local ISKCON Philadelphia temple as a preacher where she regularly gives Srimad Bhagavatam classes as well as Sunday feast classes. Also, she's preaching on different ISKCON online forums throughout the world. Now, academically, she holds a degree in MBA Finance from ICFA, that's a university in India, and professionally, she worked as a manager for 5 years in DLF India and also worked for Vanguard in Malvern, Pennsylvania for about 4 years. She has been married in the family of Srila Prabhupada's disciples. Those are her in-laws. And her husband is Chaitanya Chandra Das, who is the disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. And she has 2 sons, Keshav Das and Madhav Chandra. How wonderful. 1 second. So, devotees, whilst we are waiting for Her Grace Madhavi Mataji to join, please feel free to unmute yourself. Actually, I do
Mataji,
see
she's
Madhavi
already there on the call.
Yes,
Madhavi.
yes,
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
Wonderful. Give me 2 seconds. There you go. I was about to request you to start your video. You have been spotlighted, Mataji. We are so fortunate to have your association on Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mata. Whenever you're ready, Mataji, over. And we are going to study from Canto 8, Chapter 22, verse 22 and 23. Whenever you're ready, Mata. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for your kind information and kind introduction. Thank you so much. I'm so blessed to have this wonderful opportunity to associate with all the participants of Bhakti Sangha Japa group. This is my great fortune. Thank you so much. Let's just start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayan Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloki Bhaktire Bhavati Nashtaki. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Canto 8, chapter number 22. Bali Maharaj surrenders his life, and we will be covering text number 22 and 23. Kritasnetena data bhur loka karma jitaschaye Niveditam cha sarvasham, niveditam cha sarvasam, atmavekalvayadiye. So we are going to go to translation. Bali Maharaj had already offered everything to your lordship. Without hesitation, he has offered his land, the planets, and whatever else he earned by his pious activities, including even his own body. I'm going to read both the text and then we are going to have some discussion. यत्पादयोरशितताधिरिसालिलं प्रदाये दुर्वेन कुर्ये अपि विद्ययसातिं सप्रियाम् अप्युत्तमां गतिमस्मो भजो त्रिलोकिः दार्शवान् अविक्लवामानः कथा आर्तिं रचेत्. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By offering even water, newly grown grass, or flower buds at your lotus feet, those who maintain no mental duplicity can achieve the most exalted position within the spiritual world. This Bali Maharaj, without duplicity, has now offered everything in 3 worlds. How then can he deserve to suffer from arrest? Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 9:26, it is stated, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tad aham bhakti upakritam asnami priyatatmanaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is so kind that if an unsophisticated person with devotion and without duplicity offers at the lotus feet of the Lord a little water, a flower, a fruit, or a leaf, the Lord accepts it. Then the devotee is promoted to Vaikuntha, the spiritual world. Brahma drew the Lord's attention to this subject and requested that he release Bali Maharaj, who was suffering, being bound by the ropes of Varuna, and who had already given everything, including the 3 worlds, whatever he possessed. So let's just chant the Mangalacharan prayers. These Mangalacharan prayers are there to invoke speciousness in our discussion, and so that we can get the blessings from our previous acharyas from Srila Prabhupada, and today's discussion will go without any obstacles. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuba evacha patita nama pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we are reading a very wonderful pastime in this Canto 8, and we have already seen that what the story, how the story is flowing, how Bali Maharaj surrenders the universe to Lord Vamandeva. We have already seen that Lord Vamandeva, who is none other than Bhagwan Sri Krishna himself, Supreme Lord Sri Krishna himself, he came at the place where Bali Maharaj was performing his yagna, his sacrifice. And there he requested for 3 steps of land. And the entire conversation just flowed like a stream of river, that how Sri Bali Maharaj, he was very determined to give or to part himself from his possessions just to fulfill his promise with the Supreme Lord. Even though he knew that this Lord Vamana is none other than Bhagwan himself, the Supreme Lord himself, but still he was so determined in his vow of sacrificing his possessions. And that speak a lot about the glorious attitude of Sri Bali Maharaj. And of course, he's a grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. So why not? So Bali Maharaj surrenders the universe, and Bali Maharaj, after Bali Maharaj got determined that, okay, I'm going to give you 3 steps of land, Lord Vamandeva, he just increased in size. And with 2 steps of land, he almost measured everything which we can possibly think of in this material universe. Or we can say all the possessions of Bali Maharaj just went away. And Bali Maharaj, he was left with nothing. And then Lord Vamandeva, he started speaking that you promised me for 3 steps of land. And now that when 2 steps only, I acquired everything. I acquired everything from you. Now where can I put my 3rd step? And Bali Maharaj, he was ready to give his own head under the lotus feet of Bhagwan. Now the question may come that how come when all the possessions have already been taken by Vamanadeva, how come Bali Maharaj is still aloof from that, Bali Maharaj is still separate from all those possessions which already Lord Vamandeva has acquired. And the explanation has been given in the purports that because Bali Maharaj is the possessor, Bali Maharaj was the possessor of all the opulences. So usually opulences are different from the possessor. So still Bali Maharaj left alone, or we can say that Bali Maharaj was still there to offer himself to Bhagwan. And that's how we see that Bali Maharaj, he is often celebrated as an example of Atma Nivedanam, who offered himself to the Supreme Lord. Not only his possessions, is everything, whatever belonged to him, but also he himself surrendered onto the Lord completely. And when this happened, even Bali Maharaj's wife, Vindhyavali, she came in front of Bhagwan, the Supreme Lord Vamandeva, and said, actually everything belongs to you. But due to the illusion and false pride, we start thinking that some things belong to me in the mean course of time. And whenever these possessions are taken away, we start thinking that, oh, this belonged to me, now this has been taken away from me. So not only Maharaj Bali, but also his wife Vindhyavali, she was so much motivated with devotion and bhakti in her heart, with detachment. Rather than complaining to Lord Vamandeva, she was praising that Lord Vamandeva, that's good that you took everything. away, because anyhow, everything belongs to you. Everything belongs to you, Lord Vamandeva. We just came in between to claim the proprietorship of those things which does not belong to us. So I think that's really beautiful, that how Mother Vindhyavali also spoke such high philosophy in few verses. And at that point of time, Brahmaji was about to speak, because Brahmaji was, he got touched by the humility and by the determination of Bali Maharaj. And that's why he started speaking to Lord Vamandeva. And he started saying that why you are arresting him. So today's verse, let me just pull this verse out here with me. Yeah. So today's verse, Brahmaji is speaking. And Brahmaji is saying, Bali Maharaj had already offered everything to your lordship without hesitation. And at this point of time, when Bali Maharaj offered himself to Vamandeva, he was arrested in Varuna Pasha. Because Garuda understood what my master wanted. And that's how this Varuna Pasha, Bali Maharaj got arrested with that. And now Brahmaji is speaking. Brahmaji is saying that Bali Maharaj had already offered everything to you. And sometimes or many times we have seen that Lord snatch things away from people. And Bhagavan himself, Lord Shri Krishna himself in 11th canto is speaking to Uddhava that whenever I show my extreme mercy, I snatch everything away from that particular devotee. And when when the possessions go away in an abrupt manner, everybody get disturbed. But in the situation of Bali Maharaj, he did it with his own desire and also without any hesitation. And Brahmaji is mentioning this point over here, that he has offered his land, his planets. At that point of time, Bali Maharaj occupied the entire universe, entire material universe. 3 lokas, upper planetary system, middle, and the 7 planetary system which are downwards. Everything. Bali Maharaj was the proprietor of everything. So Brahmaji is saying that without hesitation, he has given you everything. And whatever he has earned by his pious activities. Now we can see that with the help of Sukriti, or the pious activities or the auspicious activities, where we are doing some kind of good activities for the material benefits. These material benefits or higher, being a ruler of the entire material universe can come. And Brahmaji is saying that he has earned by his own pious activities, including even his own body as Bali Maharaj, to get into a body of a king, or to get a body, sometimes we see that somebody is just born rich. They don't have to do anything. With a silver spoon or the golden or diamond spoon in their mouth, they just take birth in the family of a rich person. And they have no qualification other than that. But they are being respected, celebrated as king or the most wealthy person, because they are belonging to that particular family. So that's what Brahmaji is saying, that he has offered everything to you, including his planets, his body, everything. And in the next verse number 23, Brahmaji is only talking. Brahmaji is saying, so verse from 21, 22 and 23. These 3 verses are being spoken by Sri Brahma. And Brahmaji is saying, and now Brahmaji is reminding Bhagwan, Supreme Lord, Vamanadeva, that by offering even little water and newly grown grass, flower buds at your feet, anybody can achieve the exalted position. Your bhakti, your devotional service is so easy. Huh? And Srila Prabhupada in the purport is mentioning 926 from Bhagavad Gita, which Bhagwan himself spoke. That how simple it is to please me. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yame bhaktya priyachati. It's very simple to please me. Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport that even an unsophisticated person with devotion and love can offer to Bhagwan at the lotus feet of Bhagwan, because there is no prerequisite to enter in the path of bhakti. Although this is a general statement, because if we can see in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami is saying that if you are getting a human form of life, every human has the right on the bhakti. But to be very precise, of course, we have the qualification of firm faith, firm conviction. But even with firm faith or firm conviction, but here the glories of the Supreme Lord as being so kind is being glorified. And he is saying, Srila Prabhupada is saying that even an unsophisticated person who don't know anything, he offer you something with love and devotion. He has been promoted to Vaikuntha. So what to talk about this Bali Maharaj, who himself surrendered onto you. Everything without hesitation, without even a single thought. So why he is being arrested by the ropes of Varuna? Why he is getting this suffering? And many times we can see and we can relate this in the life of the devotees, that devotees, a particular devotee, he is engaged in so many services. So many services, day and night, just performing the services to please Bhagwan, a genuine devotee. But something miserable happened in his or her life. Something very miserable. Maybe wealth, just get taken away, or maybe the death of a child or spouse or somebody near and dear one happen. These questions come into our mind, which Brahmaji is also saying to Lord Vamanadeva, that why he is suffering with this punishment. And at that time, we are also thinking that why this particular devotee is suffering when he has just done everything for the pleasure of Bhagwan. Even in the life of Srila Prabhupada, we can see that Srila Prabhupada left everything in India, and he took this Jaladuta ship to come to US just to preach, just to spread the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Guru Maharaj. But on the way, he got 2 heart attacks. Now, Prabhupada might have, he might have thought that why I'm doing everything like that. I just got, I'm doing it for Krishna, and Krishna is the cause of everything, and I'm getting heart attacks. I'm getting heart attacks. I don't even know that I'm going to survive there in the foreign land or not. But still, Srila Prabhupada kept going. So here, when the Bhagavatam is talking about some story, or Bhagavatam is giving the pastime, there are deep meanings behind that. And Lord Vamandev is going to explain the reason for it in the next verse. But this verse also, as Brahmaji is speaking, so the theme of today's verse is that Bali Maharaj, without duplicity, Bali Maharaj has offered everything. This is number 1 point. And number 2 point, second, that why Bhagwan or why the Supreme Lord gives suffering to those who surrender everything to him. What's the reason? Right? So we are going to explore, around these two themes today. First, without duplicity. Now, it has been mentioned so many times that simplicity is equal to Vaishnavism. Saralta e Vaishnavata. Many times it has been spoken that although the path of bhakti is simple, but the path of bhakti is difficult for those people who are duplicate or crooked in their mind or crooked in their hearts. I was hearing this Srimad Gaur Govind Swami Maharaji was saying, he was mentioning a point about Chanakya Pandit, who said that as a snake is very crooked and envious, so is a person. If he is crooked and envious, he is just like a demon. And one can even bring a snake under control with the mantras and other things. But an envious and crooked person, he is a very dangerous person. He can never come under the control by any means. And Srila Prabhupada himself, in the purport to 8th canto, 9th chapter, verse number 19, he wrote there that a crooked person is even more dangerous than a snake. So this crookedness is a great hindrance on the path of devotional service. And almost everybody has said that. All the acharyas from the past. And I'm going to bring it up now. We have seen that Srila Prabhupada himself is writing in the purport without duplicity. When Brahmaji is speaking in the verse that he has offered everything without duplicity. Because with duplicate nature, and what is the meaning of duplicate nature? That externally we are something and internally we are something else. And it has been explained by Srila Jiva Goswami in his literature, in his work Bhakti Sandarbha, Anucheda number 153. It's a long Anucheda, or a paragraph, or we can say it's a chapter, in where he is mentioning about crookedness. He is mentioning that bhakti or devotional service is a simple process. And this process has the ability to please Bhagwan. But at the same time, even this process is so potent, this bhakti yoga or the bhakti process is so potent that even by the abhasa of the bhakti, or even the faint light of bhakti when arise in the heart of a devotee, it pleases Bhagwan. It pleases Bhagwan. Even sometimes without knowing, we perform such acts which are bhakti karma, or which are the acts which generate bhakti. That's called bhakti abhasa, the semblance of bhakti. With that also, Bhagwan gets happy. So in this Anucheda number 152, he's mentioning what he is mentioning, that he's giving so many stories. One story he is giving, that there were two drunkard people, and they were just to imitate like birds. They took the two cloths and put it on their back, and they were just jumping around. And they were just jumping around, and they were making noises in the temple. And when they were making noises in the temple, so because they were acting as a flagpoles, right? Because, they were as a wing, they just started dancing in the temple, imitating. They were two drunkards. And now, because of this act, they both got the spiritual bodies. In Narada Puran, it is mentioned. And that's the result of Bhakti Abhasa, which Jiva Goswami is writing this story in 152 Anucheda number. And also, the point has been mentioned about, that how bhakti is simple, that in one of Vishnu Dharmottar Purana, it's written a story that once a mouse was trying to lick the lamp, lick the oil from the lamp in the temple. And this, by accident, this mouse started to chew on the wick, and that wick burnt its mouth. And because of this reason, he died. The mouse, he died at that point. And then later on, he got the birth of a queen, and this queen was very fond of showing lamps in the temple to Bhagwan. And with this, after this, she got the spiritual body. That's mentioned in Vishnu Dharmottar Puran, and the Jiva Goswami is giving reference in Anucheda number 153. So it's so easy. And so many other examples have been given. If I just go into the stories, what has been explained, because it's a long Anucheda, so we will just discuss that only. So he is saying that they got the spiritual bodies. And now we can say that, like we were discussing, we are chanting, we are performing so many things. Why we are not? And when we hear all these stories, so we think that these might be the exaggeration. And these are, everything is exaggeration just to push people towards bhakti. We think like that these might be the exaggerations. And when we think like that, it attracts an aparadha, which we call arthavad, or thinking exaggeration of bhakti in the scriptures. So the simple answer has been given for this, that for a fool who doesn't know anything, for him, it's very easy to attract mercy of the Lord. But for somebody who knows about the bhakti yoga, who knows the principles, and even after knowing it, he does not have the faith on that bhakti principles, or he thinks in his mind that everything is exaggeration, that attracts the refusal of mercy from Bhagwan and from his Nama. So for an intelligent person who knows the stuff, but even after knowing it, he don't have faith in this. For him to attract the mercy is very difficult. But those fools who don't know anything and who are just doing things whimsically, that can attract mercy of Bhagwan very easily. That's what Srila Jiva Goswami is writing. But that doesn't mean that now I can act as a fool, that I don't know anything, although I know anything, everything, because we are reading literature, we are understanding from our gurus what is bhakti, how we should progress stage by stage, all these things. And now let me just become a fool. No. Those creatures which are being described in this Anucheda, they were of lower consciousness, like mouse and drunkard people or the demons. But a human being, especially when we get the human form of life, and also when we get the opportunity to get into the touch with the institutions like Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, ISKCON, like that, we get to know. And with little bit of faith, we can start and continue our hearing and chanting with that, with firm faith, start progressing in one direction, but without any crookedness. And when we perform this act of offense of thinking that this is over exaggeration of bhakti in the literature, then Jiva Goswami is mentioning that one of the first symptoms of falling from the bhakti is that crookedness duplicity start coming into our heart, kautilya. It start coming into our heart, the crookedness. We start behaving in a duplicate manner with other devotees. We start behaving with duplicity in our own acts. We have different mask in front of people, and we are different when in our private life. We are doing no sadhana, but we are showing that I am doing so much sadhana. All these things, the duplicit nature. And this is one of the first symptoms that I am falling from bhakti. And that's what Jiva Goswami is mentioning. And he is explaining that with the crooked people, with those people who have duplicity in their heart, those people who have duplicity in their heart, with them, how Bhagwan have the dealings. Bhagwan don't accept anything from them. As Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport, and Brahmaji is also speaking in the translation, that even anybody can give you newly, freshly grown grass, bud, and small things. You become so happy, Bhagwan. And, and Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. And a long purport Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in, or have given in Bhagavad Gita. So, but without duplicity, with devotion, okay, I have devotion, but I don't have faith. Internally, I don't have faith. And the example has been given of Duryodhana, that how Bhagwan behaved with the person who had kautilya or crookedness in his heart. Duryodhana, he showed very opulent, or he offered very opulent prasadam to Bhagwan. That you take lunch with us, this is the opulent prasadam. And his external dealing was different from his internal thinking. Because, and Bhagwan told Arjuna, Duryodhan, Krishna, he said there are two reasons why somebody has to accept prasad at someone's place. One is either one has affection, or second is either one person is in emergency. Now, first of all, I know that you don't have any affection for me, because if you had affection for me, so you would have agreed to my proposal of giving 5 villages to Pandavas. But you don't agree on that point, and clearly shows that you have no respect, no affection for me. And on top of that, forget about the affection, you were trying to bind me. So you have no affection for me. And secondly, I am not in any emergency. I can go to a place where I know that a devotee is without duplicit nature and with devotion can feed me. And after that, Bhagwan, Sri Krishna, he went to take prasad at the house of Vidur, Mahatma Vidur. And we all know about Mahatma Vidur. So how the story goes. So Jiva Goswami is mentioning in his Anucheda and giving this example, that how Bhagwan behaved with Duryodhana. So if we see the definition of Uttama Bhakti or Shuddha Bhakti, the main word is Anukulena. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhakti Uttama. The word Anukulena falls under the definition of what? Thus, primary characteristic. Falls under the definition of primary characteristics. Although we should be satisfying primary as well as secondary characteristics of a definition. But even the primary characteristics are being satisfied, that still means that you are a part of Shuddha Bhakti. So the primary characteristic is Anukulena Krishnanu. Anukulena means a favorable attitude toward Bhagwan and all those who are related with Bhagwan. Again and again it has been mentioned that the word Krishna in this definition, which has been given by Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, even Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in Nectar of Devotion, that it means Krishna and his relatives or representatives, which are connected with Krishna. A favorable attitude towards Bhagwan towards Guru. And this is an inner disposition. And inner disposition means if someone is internally disrespectful while accepting the Bhagwan and Guru from externally, then that's a very big offense. And it is the root of crookedness. And Bhagwan knows the crookedness before it starts showing in our external behavior, because it starts its root in the internal disposition, in the inner self. So this crookedness is one of the first symptoms of falling from bhakti. That I have different, from inside, I'm not believing what the Shastra is saying. From inside, I am showing more than what I am. Although it's people's perception, what they want to think about me, that's their perception. But internally, with my inner disposition, I should always be thinking where I am in my life. I don't even know this. I don't even know this. How come people think that I know so much? I don't even know this, that. Only my internal disposition, I know that. Holy names, the importance of holy name has been explained in so many literature, like Harinam Chintamani and other things too. So other literature too, by Srila Prabhupada also in Namamrita. And after reading that, I have no faith that whatever it's saying just, is exaggeration, arthavad, we call it. Then, this is what is kautilya or crookedness. And Bali Maharaj did not have crookedness in his mind, in his heart, while he was offering everything to Bhagwan. Nowhere in Srimad Bhagavatam or in the commentaries of Acharyas has been given that Bali Maharaj, he was thinking behind, at the back of his mind, that, it's just, he is Bhagwan, and, I should not be giving him anything. And even if he takes this, I'm going to do this and that. He was informed by Shukracharya, his Gurudev, that once you promised, then you will see he is going to take everything away from you. And Bali Maharaj got like very excited. Wow, if this is the case, he is supreme person, he is Bhagwan himself. He will take everything from me. So that's even more glorious. I should not get that defame. I should not get my dynasty any defamation, because I belong to Prahlad Maharaj, who is a pure devotee of Bhagwan. Even in this chapter, Prahlad Maharaj came and he started crying in front of Bhagwan, that Bhagwan, you are so merciful that you are taking away everything which anyways belongs to you. And if this happens to us, that I remember somebody asked me that, as I'm started chanting my rounds, I can see that my material problems are, even much more increasing. So should I continue or just I drop off with chanting of my 16 rounds? And, these examples are there to show that even the problems, material problems are coming in our life, how we can still continue with the firm faith in the protection of Bhagwan. This is the first point which I wanted to discuss. Duplicit nature hinders our path of bhakti. And Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur in his Bhajan Rahasya, he is also mentioning the 4 reasons which acts like a cloud or mist in the consciousness of a sadhaka. Of course, ignorance, avidya. But what are the parts, subsets of that avidya? First is not knowing the position, tattva vibramha. And the second is, he was saying too much attraction with the material things. Third, he is saying hirde durbulyata, that means weakness of heart. And under this heading of weakness of heart, he is mentioning kautilyata, crookedness, deceitful nature. This is weakness of heart. And why this weakness of heart is present in the heart? Because of lack of piety, because of impressions which we are carrying from so many lifetimes in our heart, because of denying the fact of the existence of the Supreme Lord from so many births, from so many lifetimes in my heart. I am carrying those impressions. And that's why when I come into the bhakti life, this duplicity carries along with me. This crookedness carries along with me. A very small example, which I was Srimad Govind Swami Maharaj was giving, that when we sit together to have prasadam, so when we sit together to have prasadam, then we see each other's plate. Okay, this person has taken so little, and when we take, I'm still hungry, and the second serving comes, and I say, okay, now I'm satisfied. Although I'm hungry, I want to eat more, but the other person is showing little bit of, or not showing, he's actually a genuinely, he don't want more, he just eat very little bit, he try to control his diet or whatever, it's his thing. But I can see in his plate, and I'm in thinking, oh, this person might think, that I eat too much, I'm too attached with food, or gulab jamun or rasgulla, let me not take it. No, 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 I don't eat that much. No, that's what is, a simple example of crookedness. I am hungry, I want to remain hungry, but because in order to show how detached I am with my food or with my prasadam, I'm just acting. Rather than at that point, yes, Prabhu, please give me more. I am hungry and I want to eat and say that, I need to work more on my practicing no more on my things, rather than showing that I'm so detached with the prasadam and all these things. The small, small things. Hmm? So these crooked net, when we deal with the devotees, then Bhagwan knows, and Bhagwan deal with a crooked person in such a way that although Bahu Janma Kare, Shravan or Kirtan, many, many years we can keep doing it, but Tabu Tad Na Pahi Krishna Premadhan. Bhagwan's prem, which is the ultimate goal, not getting it. Not getting it. So that's what Kautilyata is. And that's what Brahmaji is saying, that he has offered everything without any duplicity, Bhagwan. And he does not deserve this kind of suffering, this kind of pash, this kind of ropes by Varunadev. Why you are giving him this suffering? Now Bhagwan is going to speak in the next verse about it. But Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary has given what he has given in this verse 23. He is saying that Brahmaji is saying that he don't even need just this much mercy of yours, because Bhagwan do anything. Even Bhagwan is punishing, it's a mercy. Why? Because Bhagwan is Param Karunamay, or Bhagwan is the supreme absolute ocean of kindness, and we are nothing. So when Bhagwan even gives punishment, or even Bhagwan um, um, deals with us in a favorable way, both are very beneficial. Both are very beneficial. Of course, with Kamsa and with Putana, with Shishupal, we can see that these people, they get some other destination, like merging in the bodily effulgence of Lord, or in the body of Lord, like that. But Putana, she was a different case altogether. First of all, she was related with Bali Maharaj. And second of all, she accepted the dress of duplicit nature of devotee. And then that's how Bhagwan even liberated her. So it's on the discretion of Bhagwan, on the discretion of Sri Krishna himself. Nobody can force Bhagwan or Sri Krishna that, I am this, I'm chanting for that many years. 24/7, I'm doing this and that. You have to show mercy. You have to give me prema. No, no, no. Nobody. Bhagwan is Swarat. He is all independent himself. So the expectation in the heart of a devotee is to improve and keep improving in their bhajan. How can I please Krishna without having this nature of duplicity is very important, because duplicit nature is the one which causes hindrance and delays the result of our bhakti. And that's not what I am saying, that's what Jiva Goswami is saying, Srila Prabhupada is saying also in many purports. Bhagavan is patita pavana, he is not kapata pavana. That if we have that kapat, that crookedness in our mind, in our heart, so in our heart, many years we can keep continuing that. It's very difficult for the Bhakti Devi to show her result, because Bhakti Devi can see in our heart what is going on. Maybe other people, we can bluff the entire public, but we cannot bluff Bhagwan. We cannot bluff Bhakti Devi. We cannot cheat the Ladini, Samvit potency of Bhagwan, the internal potency of Bhagwan. She knows everything about us. And that's the reason why the result gets delayed in our bhakti process. And that's the reason why, although Bali Maharaj, he was a demon and he was, he fought with the demigods, but still Bali Maharaj even got a bigger position than Indra. Indra is engaged by the Supreme Lord and he is a devotee of Lord too. But Bali Maharaj even got the greater position than Indra, because Bali Maharaj, Vaman Dev, we can see in the later verses, he will agree to become a doorkeeper at the doorsteps of Bali Maharaj. And now the question which we were discussing in the start of the discussion, after all, why the devotees, even this particular devotee had no duplicity in his heart. This particular devotee is very genuine. He don't want to make any show of anything. He just want to be perform his services. If just the intention behind doing anything in the heart of this devotee is to please the Supreme Lord, nothing else. But why the sufferings come? Just like Bhagwan is binding Bali Maharaj. Then what people think, if I offer everything to Bhagwan, he is going to bind me and he is going to just pull me down in the hellish planets, or the, planets lower than the earth. That's what it means. So why I am doing everything? Let me enjoy at least the material life. So the answer has been given so many times. So many times by Srila Prabhupada, and also Bhagwan is going to speak in the next verse, that I want to show this entire world. I want to show this entire world the glory of my determined devotee. But what about the suffering which this person is having right now? So Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu is explaining the 6 symptoms of bhakti. That as soon as bhakti arises, even the sadhana bhakti, bhav bhakti, prema bhakti. So sadhana bhakti, at the stage of sadhana bhakti, there is a symptom which we call kleshagni. That means at that point of time, all the prarabdha karma is that those reactions which are visible in this particular birth, and because of those results, we have gotten this human form of life. So the reactions of all the prarabdha karma, that means those are visible. Aprarabdha karma, those actions which are stored for the future results, those, the seed, the desire of performing some kind of sins, everything get finished. Everything get finished in the life of a devotee. And one more karma, which kriyaman karma, it never get burned out. But in a devotee, what they do, the kriyaman karma, what I am doing right now, the devotee, a genuine devotee, he offer that kriyaman karma which he is doing right now to Bhagwan. So there is no karma left for him. Not from previous, not a desire, or not what is stored for the future. Everything get burned up as soon as there is sadhana bhakti, shuddha sadhana bhakti, pure devotional service. Everything get burns up. Even Kriyaman karma, which does not get burned up, a devotee offers it to Bhagwan, it also, have no reaction to it. Then why the suffering is coming? Why the sufferings came to Pandavas, into the life of Pandavas? Pandavas, they were a perfect example of just having, sufferings throughout their life. Huh? Throughout their life. And the Rupa Goswami is saying, the reason is that in the life of the devotee, whenever the suffering is coming, is either of two cases. One case, number one, either it is the offenses which this particular devotee is making. Because offenses, they are very difficult and they go step by step. Anartha nivritti, it happens step by step in stages. That's what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing in his Madhurya Kadambini. So either this is happening due to the offense from the previous life or maybe in this life. Like we can see in case of Jad Bharat, Bharat Maharaj. He was the son of Rishabdev, but still he left everything for his sadhana, and he came and he get stuck with the deer, with the affection of deer. There, this point has been raised in Bhakti Sandarbha by Jiva Goswami, and he's saying that the reason why Bharat Maharaj fell down was not because he got, not because of what we can see, that, he get attached or Maya Devi acted on him. No, because he was already on the stage of Bhava Bhakti. He was already on that elevated position. But it happened because of the presence of, might be, of some offenses or little faint of offense which was present in his life. So one reason is this, either the offenses towards the devotees and towards Bhagwan. And I explained that one of the main offenses, arthavad or exaggeration, which gives rise to the crookedness. And crookedness is there in our heart since births after birth. And that's why it's very difficult to get rid of that crookedness. But there is a solution to this. What is the solution? Solution to read and comprehend and then take the lessons from Srimad Bhagavatam and associate with the pure devotee who is not crooked. Associate with those devotees and learn the art of bhakti from them. Learn the tattva of Bhagwan and learn how we can practically understand this, the knowledge which we are getting. And then practice. Like that. And what is the second reason? The second reason is that Bhagwan himself arranges difficulties in the life of devotee just to show the world that how great my devotee is. That no matter what happened in his life, he keeps going on. So these are the two reasons, either offenses or either it's only by Bhagwan's arrangement. So in the life of Pandavas, it was Bhagwan's arrangement, the entire story of them. And they were not suffering with the material miseries. They were happy in every circumstance because they knew that they are always under the protection of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. And that's the one of the main symptom of Sharanagati. That Krishna is my ultimate protector. So they were not suffering from the material miseries, as we can see with our mundane eyes, that, Pandava suffered. So we always give example. Pandava suffer, so I am suffering. So what's the big deal about it? I am suffering. I am a devotee. Pandavas were devotee. So Bhagwan gives problems or Bhagwan gives suffering to his devotee. That's the nature of Bhagwan. So it's okay. I'm suffering. No, I'm suffering because of some other things, because of my offenses. But Pandavas, they were suffering because of the arrangement of Bhagwan. Draupadi suffered because of the arrangement of Bhagwan. And that's not what I am saying. That's what is given in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu with the example of Pandavas under this heading of Kleshagni. So with this conclusion for today, for today's class, Brahmaji is making a point here. And he is saying why he is suffering with this punishment. He should not just get this much mercy of yours that you just, bind him in the pasha. But you should give him this much mercy that he attain you forever, Bali Maharaj. And Bali Maharaj, being such an excellent and wonderful devotee, by his own example, is showing that how, without any duplicity, without any crookedness in our heart, a devotee, a person, should understand that he is an eternal servant of Lord and offer everything to Bhagwan and accept everything whatever is coming on the way of this life. Accept it as mercy coming from Bhagwan and surrender unto Bhagwan. Remember with this remembrance that Krishna is my only protector and he is going to protect me. Maybe there is a loss of this gross material body in between, but my soul has already always been protected by the Supreme Lord. And that's what Bhagwan is promising in Bhagavad Gita. That Arjun, go and tell my devotees that I am never, my devotees, they are never ever going to suffer. Never ever. That's my promise. And Bhagwan is promising at least another human birth for those who are, making little bit of progress in this path of bhakti. So why to fear? Okay, maybe in the course of time, things will get, my services will get taken away from me. In the course of time, my things will get snatched from me. In course of time, I was being respected in the community of devotees. Everybody will start thinking that, this person is just a show off or whatever, but not. But in the hearts of heart, I should always believe Krishna is my protector. He is going to protect me, definitely. But for that, don't be crooked or duplicit in your own behavior. And because that's the thing which is going to save us from in the, this is going to save us in the progression of our bhakti. So no duplicit nature. And the second is have absolute trust in the protection of Bhagwan, which Bali Maharaj had. And why devotees are suffering, the reasons has been explained. Thank you so much for giving me your attention and for giving me this opportunity to speak on the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam this morning. I'm not at all qualified in any way. Whatever services have been given by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. I may have done lots of mistakes, plus please pray for me that there will not be any crookedness in my heart, or if there is any crookedness and I'm not aware about it, I get to know about it and I just, try to work on it, on all my anarthas. If I made any mistake, please correct it. And if you like anything, it's because of all the senior Vaishnavas who are guiding us in this movement. And of course, because of writings of Srila Prabhupada and all previous acharyas, whatever I have spoken. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran ki jai.
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Hare Krishna.
thank you so much for such a beautiful class, explaining the offenses, crookedness, and giving the solution also. Thank you so much, Mataji. Mataji, do you have time for Q&A questions?
Yes, Prabhuji, if there are questions.
Pitambar Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Madhavi, Gaurangi, Mataji, my danvats to you. Please accept my humble obeisances for a wonderful class, Mataji. I don't have words to describe. Very nicely explained. So many things. And then these are thought-provoking things. Even Sandarbha, what you have been giving the examples from. So Mataji, I agreed that Bali Maharaj was not crooked. Agreed that he was not having any kautilya. Agreed that he was not duplicitous, as you have described, examples from Sandarbha, etc. All agreed. But Mataji, when thinking in deep, there are three questions I want to ask you regarding the state of Bali Maharaj. The very first one is, excuse me, that he encroached upon the property of others. And then we know that Ishopanishad says, that you should be sticking to your quota. You should not be encroaching upon the property of others. Ishopanishad is very, very clear. But Bali Maharaj did, he was kind of grabbing everywhere. The whole world, you confirmed, Bhagavatam confirms that he grabbed it. So my first question is, did he committed an offense in showing that greed to acquire those property of others? That's first one. Second one, do you want me to ask you the second and the third quick question, or I can go one at a time?
Yeah, maybe one at a time. Let's just
Sure,
take the
sure,
first
sure,
question,
Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Sure.
So
Thank
thank you
you.
so much, Prabhuji.
Hare
My
Krishna.
thanks to you too. The first thing is Bali Maharaj, he was by nature a demon. And if we can see, even in the life of king, not just minus the demon part, in the life of a king's the duties of king, if we say, then how kings used to become the Chakravarti Samrata by conquering other places. Even in the life of Maharaj Yudhishthir, we can see that he performed Rajasuya Yagnas, and Bhagwan Shri Krishna is the one who asked Yudhishthir Maharaj to conquer the entire world. And this happened even in the life of Prithu Maharaj too. We can see that when we read fourth canto. And not only that, at that point of time, Dwarka, which was celebrated as a very opulent city, and of course, because Bhagwan Rama and Krishna was residing there, so there was not a city which can be as equivalent to Dwarka. But that Dwarka also Bhagwan accepted the authority of Yudhishthir Maharaj. And that's not what I'm saying. That's given in the purport by Srila Prabhupada, where Srila Prabhupada is saying that the Dwarka was also under the jurisdiction of Maharaj Yudhishthir. That's a different story that, there is a pastime in 10th canto where Balaram ji go there after the marriage of Samba. And there also Duryodhana, he was making fun of Dwarka, that these people are just living on our remnants like that. That's a different pastime. But as a king or as a, as I'm talking about Kshatriya here, not a demon, but your what has been in the past or what has been given, right? That you are acquiring more and more. And it's not only Bali Maharaj, it's Yudhishthir Maharaj also, who became a Chakravarti Samrat. The meaning of Chakravarti Samrat, that there is only one king of the entire planetary system. So it's not a simple Earth, but the entire planet, earthly planets. So he was the king of all the earthly planets. So when Bali Maharaj, on the advice of Shukracharya, he was trying to encroach on the property of Indra. At that time, we can see that it's not just Bali Maharaj, but previous to him also, everybody wanted to acquire the Swarga, or the heavenly upper planetary system, lower planetary system. But the point is not of acquiring. The point is, here in this pastime, Indra is the one who did an offense onto the lotus feet of his Guru Maharaj, is Brahaspati. Brahaspati. Yeah. So he is the one who insulted Durvasa Muni and then Brahaspati and everybody. And Indra also got the curse that, you are going to fall down because of your pride. So it was not Bali Maharaj, it was actually Indra who got, curse, and because of his offense, he fell down. So Indra, whenever Indra is falling down, we can see that it's not his karma. It's always the offense, as we discussed in today's class. That offense is the one which is going to hinder in our path of self-realization. So that's the answer to your question.
Haribol, thank you so much. What a nice it is. Indra got the curse because of his own
offense. And
action.
it was Indra's offense that he fell down.
Beautiful.
And one thing more, you mentioned about Isha Vashyam Idam Sarvam, that the Isha Upanishad, quota of Upanishad. So particular Upanishads, Puranas are written for the human clan or human society. which is not applicable for the demons or the devatas in the other planetary system. So this Isha Vasya Idam Sarvam is a general instruction. Yes, whatever quota belongs to a human society. And in the when you must have been knowing that in the different yugas, the Vedas are unfolding itself little bit. So in Kali Yuga, whatever Upanishad and Puranas are given to us, that's specifically meant for the people of this Kali Yuga. And they are giving Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam, that stick to your quota so that you don't think that other things also belong to me. And not only that, this quota, this much quota, which has been allotted to you, is also belongs to Bhagwan. And that's what Bali Maharaj is showing with this example. That although by his pious activities, that's what is given in the translation, by his pious activities, he earned everything. And what Bali Maharaj got it? Because of his Sukriti from the past, pious Sukriti. He got this. Like, for example, I performed such nice acts in this particular life in order to gain Swargalok. And in next life, I will become Indra. For example, I'm not going to become Indra, but I'm just giving it an example. If I will become Indra, so it's because of my own pious activities, I'm earning this. But Bhagwan, what Bhagwan is doing, or what the energies of Bhagwan is doing, just giving the results to whatever I have done. So similarly for Bali Maharaj, it has been mentioned in 22, 22, that by his pious activities, he earned everything. And Indra lost because of his offense. Yeah, next question.
Got it, Maharaj. Got it, Mataji. Thank you so much. The second question is, I'm still thinking, Mataji, in terms of the state of Bali Maharaj's consciousness or mind. The second question is, in Ramayana there is Chopai, Raghukula Reet Sada Chale Hai, Prana Jau Baru Bachano Na Jau. And in the previous verse, I believe 19 or something, 822, 19 something, he was arguing with Vamanadev that, oh, but this is, if you think that my promise is false, I will make sure, I will make sure it is true. Now, I'm just thinking loud. Does it give me a right to think that he has got a tinge of pride for his promise, Mataji?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's my second question, yeah.
Okay. So yes, I read those verses too, where he is explaining to he's arguing with Vaman Dev that how come you become so big, so large, and now you are taking everything away. And if you think my promise is not correct, I'm going to make sure that my promise is correct. See, the point here is, and I remember Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakuri, what he is saying, that Bali Maharaj, he was not doing it out of any kind of aham or mamati, that I and mine. He was doing it just to show that, although Bhagwan, no matter what you do, I will still be determined on whatever I have promised to you. And that should be the state of a devotee. No matter Bhagwan, you are taking my things from me, take it. You are the Supreme Lord. No matter what you do, Bhagwan, I'm not leaving my bhakti. I'm not leaving you. And that's the mood what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. Ashlishya pad pinashtu mam. And that's the verse which was spoken by Srimati Radharani, right? That, no matter, you just treat me roughly and do whatever you want to do with me. And in this verse, Radharani is not saying, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not saying, I'm so great, that I can do anything. No, he is saying, you do whatever you want to do. You are Bhagwan. But you are still my Lord. Birth after birth, you are my Lord. And you will remain my Lord. That's the mood of Bali Maharaj. And he's saying, if Bali Maharaj, if we think like that there was I and mine, Bali Maharaj. So at that point when Shukracharya, his Guru Maharaj, was telling him, he is Supreme Lord. If you have read those, once you promise, he is going to change himself completely. And once he's going to change himself completely, you will see he will snatch everything away from you. This was explained by, if it was explained to me, I would say, oh, you are Supreme Lord, then why you are here? Don't tell me this, because I'm so scared of losing my possessions. I'm so scared that you will take away everything and you are going to put me in Sutalaloka. I'm not doing that, my Guru Maharaj is saying. And you say that you know, Guru is the person you accepted. Bali Maharaj even rejected his Guru. So that's the point. I hope that's the answer to your question.
Beautiful, beautiful, wonderful, Mataji. I'm so happy to get that clarification. And third quick question, still on the state of Bali Maharaj's consciousness is, he said that, okay, Lordship, so, okay, Vamanadev, you want the third step, please place your lotus feet on my head. I'm still thinking, was Bali Maharaj right in thinking the way Vindhyavali is thinking, you know, that, oh no, it doesn't belong to you, or was it still his humility in the form of Atma Nivedanam?
So this point was discussed in class today. So I'm just again telling you that Bali Maharaj knew that the possessions are different from the one who is possessing it. For example, I have this phone. I'm different from this phone. This is my possession. If somebody takes this phone, that doesn't mean that he takes me. So although Bhagavan took everything from, you know, from the Bali Maharaj, because all the planetary system, he just, you know, put his foot and he took everything which belonged to Bali Maharaj. We did not see in the explanation that Bhagavan, you know, although we see that, you know, there was in the Kamandalu of Brahmaji, Gangaji came out, whatever washed, then the toe of Bhagavan, it pierced the spiritual world. But Bhagavan never, you know, measured the spiritual world, because it was never his, you know, his earned possession due to his pious activities. So Bhagavan, when Bhagavan earned, or Bhagavan put everything on his possession, still the person who was possessing everything left alone. And that was only Bali Maharaj. Other than Bali Maharaj, everything like Vindhyavali, his wife, his family, Vindhyavali, his family, his you know, soldiers, his palace, his everything would belong to Bali Maharaj. Everything went away. But Bali Maharaj did not go away, because possessor is different from the possession. That's the reason he thought, everything now I am the left one. Why I'm left one? You take me also. And that's why he's being celebrated as an example of Atma Nivedanam. There are two processes. What? The first, the lower one is offering the fruits of your results. And the upper one is offering yourself to the Supreme Lord. Offering the activity itself to the Bhagavan. First is, I am doing farming, and whatever I am getting from that, I am offering that a portion to Bhagavan. And one is this thing, which is Aropasiddha Bhakti. And one is, I am sitting down and chanting and doing bhajan and kirtan of Bhagavan. That's the Swarupasiddha Bhakti. I am offering the activity to Bhagavan. And that's what Bali Maharaj did. That, why just this Aropasiddha Bhakti? Why my possessions only take me? And that's the answer to your question.
Haribol. That is even the higher state of consciousness than Aropasiddhi. Yeah. You said Swarupasiddhi, the activity or the self. Yeah. Mataji, very, very grateful to you. Thank you so much, Mataji, for clarifying the doubts. Hare Krishna. My obeisance to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Pitam Bhagavan. Thank you, Mataji, for explaining such a detailed answer. I don't see any other questions. So with your permission, can we end the call, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for enlightening class today, and we are grateful to you, and we look forward for your association again in the future. Let us pay obeisances, dear devotees. Vancha kalpataubhyasya kripasindhu
Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki
Ki
jai.
jai.
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki
Ki
jai.
jai.
Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai. Thank you,
Madhavi
everyone.
Gaurangi
Thank you,
Devidasi
everyone,
ki
for
jai. Hare
joining.
Krishna. Hare
Radhe
Krishna.
Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Gauranga,
Nityananda.
Nityananda.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hari bol, hari bol.
Hari Bol.